This is a key to the worksheet on graphing linear equations. Now, in the directions, it says you must plot at least 3 points for each of those lines. And then you need to indicate those points on the graph to receive full credit. Okay, so in the first one, notice that y is already by itself. So you must plot at least 3 points. And so I'm going to go ahead and use a t-table. That was the intent of this lesson, was for you to use a t-table with some ordered pairs. So when y is by itself, it's pretty easy to get both x and y to be integers. So the easiest number to use for x here would be 0. So if I let x be 0, here's what I get. I'm going to put the work right here. I get y equals 3 halves times 0 minus 5. Well, 3 halves times 0 is 0, and 0 subtract 5 is a negative 5. All right? So when x is 0, my y coordinate is negative 5. So basically, remember what you're finding are solutions to this equation. So when you're graphing an equation, whether it's linear or not, you're graphing its solutions. You're finding an x and a y that will make this equation a true statement. So there are an infinite number of those. That's why you use a graph to graph the solutions. So we have 0, negative 5. So 0, negative 5 is right here. So that's on the negative part of the y-axis. All right. And notice you got to plot it, and it says indicate those points. So you're expected to say that this is 0, negative 5. Okay, now the next one. Always look at the denominator here. The denominator is 2. So you want to use numbers for x that are divisible by 2. For example, 2. If x is 2, notice what happens. I'm going to get an integer. So you want to try and get these to be integers if possible. It makes things so much easier for you. So if x is 2, I get y equals 3 halves times 2 minus 5. Well, 3 halves times 2, the 2's divide out, right? So that's 3 times 1, which is 3. 3 minus 5 is a negative 2. So when x is 2, I get a negative 2. So there's another ordered pair on that line. So there's another solution. So 2, negative 2. And then let's say 6. If x is 6, because 6 is divisible by 2, so always try, if you get y by itself and those are fractions here, always try to use values of x that are divisible by this denominator. So 6 is divisible by 2. So notice what happens when I do that. I get y equals 3 halves times 6 minus 5. Well, 3 halves times 6, 2 to 2 is 1. 2 to 6 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So I get 9 minus 5, which is 4. So when x is 6, my y coordinate is 4. So let's plot the point 6, 4. So that's going to be in the first quadrant, like this. So 6, 4. This was 2, negative 2. And then all you do is just take your ruler and draw your line. So remember in the lessons I indicated that I need to see these lines with an arrow on both ends. All right, so always make sure you're doing what you're asked to do. So there's a line. So any point, so basically what you did was you found the solutions. You used 3 points, because first of all, that's what the direction says. You use 3 points to help you find the solution to this equation. So any point on this line is a solution to this linear equation. Now, number 2, the way you were asked to do that was if y is not by itself, then first of all, let's go ahead and get y by itself. So let's go ahead and do the work right here. So I have 5x plus 3y equals 12, right? That's a 12. So first of all, I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And when I subtract 5x from both sides, combine like terms, I get 3y equals, and then that's going to be a negative 5x plus 12. Then we're going to divide both sides by 3. And what you do one side, you do the other. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times y is y, so I get y by itself. But notice you want to rewrite this as 2 fractions. So I get negative 5/3 x, negative 5/3 x, and then 12 divided by 3, a positive 12 divided by 3 is, oops, that's an x right here. A positive 12 divided by 3 is a positive 4. So this right here becomes y equals negative 5/3 x plus 4. All right, and so now this looks like the first problem. Okay, so let's use a t-table to help us with this. So we need 3 points because that's what the direction says. All right, so in y's by itself, I want you to notice that an easy number to use for x here, remember you want to try and get these to be integers. It helps you, it makes things so much easier for you in terms of plotting these points. So if x is 0, notice I get, I'm going to put that right here, I get y equals negative 5/3 times 0, negative 5/3 times 0 plus 4. Negative 5/3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. So I get the point, I get the point 0, 4. So 0, 4 is on the positive y-axis. So there's the point 0, 4. Okay, then we're going to use another number for x. It's always easiest to use a number for x that's divisible by this denominator. So numbers that are divisible by 3 would be multiples of 3. 3, negative 3, 6, negative 6, 9, negative 9, 12, negative 12, and so on. So let's use 3. If x is 3, let's go ahead and do that right here. If x is 3, I get y equals negative 5/3 times 3, negative 5/3 times 3, plus 4. Well, the 3's divide out, so I get negative 5 plus 4, which is negative 1. So I get the point 3, negative 1. So I'm going to plot the point 3, negative 1. So 3, negative 1 is in the fourth quadrant. So there's the point 3, negative 1. So far I found 2 points on that line. I need, according to the directions, at least 3. So let's say 6. Let's do 6. So if x is 6, and let me go ahead and do that right here. So if x is 6, I'm going to do that right here. I get y equals negative 5/3 times 6 plus 4. 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 6 is 2. Negative 5 times 2 is a negative 10. Negative 10 plus 4 is a negative 6. So I get the point 6, negative 6. So 6, negative 6 is right here. Okay, so 6, negative 6. And so when I connect those points, so those are 3 points of the line, but remember you got to graph the equation. You're graphing all the solutions. So make sure you connect those dots properly, draw your line, make sure there are arrows, and there's your answer. Okay, so that is the key to the worksheet on graphing linear equations by plotting points.